Hi guys, today we're reacting to Hyaku no Oni ga Yoru o Yuku, which translates to 100 Demons Go Through the Night by Onmyo-za. This is a Buy Me a Coffee request from a J Middle fan. Thanks to J Middle fan.
Thank you, J Middle fan. We appreciate the support yet again.
百の鬼が夜を行く。
Check out the size of that crowd. They must be massive in Japan, and we've never heard of them until recently, but they are fast climbing up our favorites list. Fantastic band. Still so good live. Love the two voices. The way they harmonize sometimes is really good too. A group of pros.
Their outfits remind me of Wogaki band's commitment to traditional outfits and instruments. They don't have traditional instruments, but the outfits are fairly impressive. And, you know, as you said, they're slowly becoming favorites.
There's something about the stories they tell. They're always sort of steeped in that folklore, which is part of their whole image, you know, which is why they dress the way they dress, you know, the whole yin-yang thing happening. Just, yeah, fantastic. The thing about Onmyo-za, out of the Japanese bands that we have seen that have like an affinity to Japanese tradition, like you mentioned Wagaki Band and to an extent Ningenitsu, Onmyo-za sound is probably the most Western kind of sound. So they weave the tradition and the folklore into the lyrics, the stories, and their appearance on stage, which is really kind of curious. I think it's interesting. I love their sound because like I listen to it and it could be to some extent a band from anywhere, and then all of a sudden the singing comes in and the way they put on a show and all the rest of it, which is kind of more the Japanese part to me, which is freaking amazing. I really love their energy. Such a good band.
Yeah, extremely engaging. When they shifted gears to that magnificent transition, it strongly reminded me of one of Led Zeppelin's songs. I can't remember which one, but at certain points in the transition, it was even, to me, very similar. Not only a song of Led Zeppelin, but same kind of transition in that song.
Yeah, there's I wouldn't be surprised, to know that they are, influenced by Zeppelin and those types of bands, because some of their sort of attitude and style kind of seem to belong in that era.
Yeah, really nice touch. Yeah, I really loved it.
Wow. I was enjoying the song at the beginning and the middle, and towards the end, it just felt to me like it was still getting better. It went into this kind of like psychedelic rock mode, which again reminded me of Ningenitsu. And I started thinking about it, because even in the performance, like the faces he was making, the bass player from Ningenitsu does this, when he plays the ghost, which kind of really works here as well. Only with Ningenitsu, generally, not all the time, we've seen that they do have a lot of songs that are based on H.P. Lovecraft material, whereas here it's like mostly to do with Japanese folklore and history, which again, we probably would not have known if a J-Metal fan wouldn't have included some of that in the notes. He even sent us some links to read about where all this comes from, which I did not read because I prefer to do that after I hear the song and read the lyrics and get something out of it that just comes naturally rather than knowing already what it's about. But I will go and read it later because it is interesting. Having read the lyrics before, it doesn't really give you a lot of ideas as to the background behind it or any kind of subtext. It just gives you this sort of a revenge story, what seems to be like some kind of a curse using these 100 demons to come back and exact revenge on someone who's done something. It doesn't exactly tell you what or who, or I mean, it mentions a few names down the bottom at the end, but if you're not familiar with them, you can't guess as to who or what. But in my mind, I was just getting these visuals, going through as I'm reading it. It's just such a cool kind of premise, I was almost like seeing this as a movie with these 100 ghosts that are coming, kind of ninja ghosts coming to exact revenge, or samurais actually. It also reminded me of other songs that we've covered recently that had a similar theme as far as sins and punishment, like Hammer of Wrath from Love Bites and Arch Enemies, Handshake with Hell, which had this kind of similar theme to it, but this one was very specific to a revenge story. I think it mentioned the grudge in the song. Just really, really cool.
I glanced at what a J-Metal fan sent us as background story, and after having reacted to the song, I think it was a mistake because it gave me a certain bias. It's better to do it the way you did it, I think. A pure reaction to something that you don't know. We've seen it in many songs before. I mean, specifically songs that come from Japanese bands. And I've said it before, I love the form of storytelling, as you refer to it, through these types of songs, because you get so much and it's layered. They share their culture with you and they tell you a story that comes from their history, and it's a great way to tell a story because it intrigues you enough to want to find out more about it. Like what you said before, it's like you can imagine it being as a film, but it comes through song. So instead of reading a history book, or in addition to reading a history book, it's a great way to convey history and storytelling through this type of music. I really enjoyed that.
It's similar to what you said in our recent Heilung episode we did about learning about cultures and stuff like that. And I agree. I think it's best to kind of experience the song and the lyrics on their own before reading about it, because it piques your curiosity and it takes you to that place of wanting to learn more about it. If I would have read about this before, I probably would have come prepared and it would have taken all the mystery away from it, which is what I enjoy about the way we react and keep it genuine and fresh. So yeah, and with Onmyo-za, it's always cool to try to do that because, like I said, everything they do on stage, their performance, the music, the lyrics, just a great band. They're like really, really climbing up my list of favorites very quickly.
I agree.
So yeah, thanks to J-Metal fan. Another great selection. This is really good.
If you enjoyed this episode, guys, please be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and click the little bell icon so you get notified on all our future videos. If you have a request you'd like bumped up the line, please make it through Buy Me a Coffee. All contributions are, of course, very much appreciated. Thank you very much for sticking with us. Thank you all for your time. When you're performing live, then you communicate with the audience. And when you're doing a music video, the audience is the camera. But the lead singer, I don't know if he's communicating with the camera. It's like he's in his own mind, especially when he goes into chorus. He's in his own mind. He's almost not looking at the camera. He's like in a trance, and I love it.
And that's a point of difference from the bass player who does flirt with the camera a lot, Thank you, everyone. We appreciate you more than you know. And yeah, we'll probably see you in a couple of days with a new episode. So get ready. We'll be here. See you soon. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.